Imagine dividends landing in your account every single month, like a paycheck you didn't have to work for. Your investments just pay you over and over while you sleep. That's the dream a lot of people are chasing right now, and more folks are buying dividend stocks than ever. But here's the worry that always creeps in. The bigger your dividends get, the bigger your tax bill, right? And in retirement, there's an even sneakier problem, because dividends can quietly raise your Medicare premiums 2 years down the road. So today, I'm giving you the real truth about dividend taxes. Why, for most people, it is far less scary than it sounds, the 2 income thresholds that can actually bite you if you're not careful, and the one simple move that lets you keep far more of every dividend dollar. Hey, it's Sal. If you're building a dividend portfolio or you dream of living off one someday, this is the video that clears up exactly what you'll owe and how to pay as little as legally possible. Stick with me to the end, because the last part, where I show you how to make dividends nearly invisible to the tax system, is the most valuable. And if this helps, hit subscribe, because I break this stuff down in plain English every week. Let's get into it. First, the basics, because how dividends get taxed depends entirely on what kind they are. In the US, there are 2 types, and the difference is massive. The first is qualified dividends. Most dividends from big American companies and from broad index funds are qualified, and they get a special low tax rate, 0, 15, or 20%. The second type is ordinary or non-qualified dividends, and those get taxed at your regular income tax rate, which can be much higher. A quick heads up here, dividends from things like REITs, real estate investment trusts, are usually non-qualified, so they're taxed at that higher ordinary rate. To get the qualified lower rate, you generally need the dividend to come from a US company, and you need to have held the stock for more than 60 days around the payout date. Now here's something important that's different from a paycheck. When you get paid at a job, taxes are pulled out automatically, but dividends in a regular brokerage account are not. The full dividend lands in your account, and then at tax time you get a form called a 1099 and you settle up with the IRS. So it's on you to know what you'll owe, so it doesn't surprise you in April. Okay, now here's the part that genuinely surprises people, and it's good news. The qualified dividend rates are low, and for a lot of people, the rate is actually 0. Let me say that again, 0. In 2026, if your total taxable income is under about $49,000 as a single person or $99,000 as a married couple, you pay 0 federal tax on your qualified dividends. Nothing. Above those levels, the rate is just 15%. And it stays at 15% all the way up until you're a very high earner making over $500,000, where it finally becomes 20%. Now compare that to ordinary income tax rates, which climb all the way to 37%. So qualified dividends are taxed far more gently than the money you earn at a job. A retired couple living off qualified dividends could collect a very comfortable income and pay surprisingly little, or in some cases nothing, in federal tax on it. So at normal income levels, dividend taxes are simply not the bomb people fear they are. But, and you knew there was a but, there are 2 thresholds you have to watch, because this is where dividends can actually start to cost you. The first is a surtax called the net investment income tax. Once your income crosses $200,000 as a single filer or $250,000 as a married couple, the IRS adds an extra 3.8% on top of your dividends and other investment income. It's not enormous, but it's sneaky, because here's the catch. Those thresholds are fixed by law, and they never adjust for inflation. So every year, as incomes rise, more and more people quietly drift into paying it. Now, the second threshold is the scary one, and honestly, it catches almost everyone off guard. It's called IRMAA, and it affects your Medicare premiums. Here's how it works. Once you're on Medicare, if your income is high, you pay a surcharge on top of your normal Medicare premium. And here's the cruel twist. It's based on your income from 2 years earlier. So a great dividend year today can raise your healthcare bill 2 years down the line, long after you've spent the money. In 2026, a single person with income over about $109,000 or a couple over $218,000, starts paying more, and it climbs fast from the standard premium of around $203 a month per person up to nearly $690. And the worst part is that it's a cliff, not a smooth ramp. Go just $1 over a threshold and you get bumped into the entire higher tier. So a retiree who pushes their dividend income up a little too far can accidentally trigger hundreds of dollars a month in extra Medicare costs. Your dividends can literally raise the price of your healthcare. And it doesn't even stop there. Higher dividend income raises your overall income number, what the IRS calls your MAGI, and that number quietly controls a bunch of other things. A higher MAGI can make more of your Social Security benefits taxable. It can shrink or eliminate health insurance subsidies if you retire early and buy coverage on the marketplace. So dividends don't just get taxed on their own. They can quietly push up the cost of a lot of other things in your financial life. This is why simply chasing the highest dividend yield without thinking about taxes can backfire. So the real question is, how do you keep more of your dividends? And the answer is beautifully simple. It's not about which stocks you pick, it's about where you hold them. This one decision is the whole game. If you hold your dividend investments inside a tax-advantaged account, the tax problem largely disappears. Number one, and this is the best one, the Roth IRA. Dividends earned inside a Roth are never taxed, not while they grow, and not when you take them out in retirement. And here's the magic part. Money you pull from a Roth in retirement does not count as income at all. So it doesn't raise your MAGI, it doesn't push you toward that 3.8% surtax, it doesn't trigger IRMAA, and it doesn't make your Social Security more taxable. Your Roth dividends are completely invisible to the entire system. That makes a Roth IRA the single best place on earth to hold high dividend investments. Number two, a traditional 401k or IRA. Dividends inside those grow without being taxed year to year, which lets them compound faster. The trade-off is that withdrawals later do count as income. Still, sheltering dividends from yearly taxes is a big win. And number three, the HSA, which we've covered before, tax-free on the way in, tax-free growth, and tax-free out for medical costs. There's also a strategy the wealthy use that ties this all together called asset location. The idea is simple. You deliberately keep your dividend-heavy, tax-inefficient investments like REITs and high-yield funds inside your tax-advantaged accounts where the dividends can't be taxed, and you keep your tax-efficient, broad index funds in your regular taxable brokerage account. Same investments, same portfolio, but you've placed each piece where it does the least tax damage. Get that right, and you can build a growing river of dividend income while keeping your reported income, and everything tied to it comfortably under control. So let me bring it all home. At normal income levels, dividend taxes are far less scary than people think. Qualified dividends get a low rate, and for a lot of people that rate is actually zero. The things you really need to watch are the two thresholds. The 3.8% surtax once your income crosses $200,000, and IRMAA, which can quietly raise your Medicare premiums 2 years later. And the way you protect yourself is by being smart about where you hold your dividends. Shelter them inside tax-advantaged accounts, a Roth IRA especially, and those dividends never even touch your reported income. Dividends absolutely can become a paycheck that shows up while you sleep. Just be smart about where you keep them, and you'll get to keep far more of every single dollar. If this helped it click for you, hit subscribe. I break down the money moves nobody explains in plain English every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.